I got the idea for Afro Samurai when I was a college student, so 15 years ago, I think. I love the world of Japan's Edo era, and I wanted to mix that with modern technology. For example, I thought blending in cell phones with samurai culture would be interesting. And then while I'm coming up with the stories, I start to give everything more thought. Like the people who are living in my drawing world, what are they doing? What kind of history do they have? From there, the world expands. I was really happy with Afro Samurai's character and concept. After I graduated college, I was working as a freelance illustrator. My friends were also illustrators, and so we published our own collection called No No How, because we wanted to do something we really liked. That was the first time I wrote Afro Samurai as a comic. Then Afro was chosen for a project that was looking for new characters made by young, up-and-coming artists. The project made Afro into a figurine. It was a very limited production, though. Only 2,000 or so were made. This is the one. This is it. This is Afro's father's head. You can wear it as a ring. Although this was made in Japan, we made it look like it was an import. I remember that shortly after it was put on the market, I met the people from Gonzo. The overseas producer at Gonzo happened to see the figure and asked me to make the animation. Of course, I've loved animation for a long time, and I always wondered what it would be like if this character could move. So when Gonzo asked me to make it into an anime, I thought, here we go. When I was in middle school, there was this British ska band that I liked a lot called the Trojans. I was a big fan of the vocalist, Gaz Mayall, and he always wore a cowboy hat with a headband that said Kamikaze or Ichiban, which means number one. When they came to Japan for a tour, I went to see them live, and at the end he threw his headband into the audience and I caught it. I've kept it preciously all these years. However, when I started drawing Justice's cowboy hat with the headband, I thought it was my own idea. I really liked the concept. I thought it looked really cool. Then recently, actually while at some kind of anime interview, I suddenly started to remember that it came from the Trojans. I think the symbolism of the headband is very important, and if you ask me what it symbolizes, if it's simply about power or desire, what should I say? The headband is a symbol of power that's beyond the individual's imagination. Each person has a different desire, whether it's a personal desire or whether you want it for broader reasons of righteousness. It's the center of the Afro story that I'm writing now, telling what kind of people are gathering around it. I know where the headband came from and what it means, but I don't know if revealing that is good or not. I struggle with that. If I have the opportunity to draw a project like this and then divulge the origins, I don't know. As of now, I think it's better not to reveal. I love hip-hop music so much, but when I was in high school it was just being introduced and wasn't popular in Japan. No one sold the hip-hop fashions. So my friend and I went to a work clothes store and bought loose-fitting work clothes. Then we attached emblems to them and wore them. Around the same time, I watched a Japanese historical play and discovered many common things. I found that the kimono fashions in the play and the b-boys fashions were similar, and I thought it was interesting. For example, the way a bandana is worn in the front, like Tupac wore, was similar to the police in this historical play. Or like how a cell phone with a holder resembles the old pillboxes that people carried back then. These kind of similar details came together in my mind. Afro 1 ended where he achieved revenge. Afro was a guy that didn't have any motive to live for besides revenge. So after he achieved that, he got kind of down and didn't know what to do. I mean, he was just waiting to get old and die. In the process of carrying out his vengeance, many lives were taken. Afro did get payback, but he himself was also sprinkling the seeds of revenge in others. Sio is one of those seeds that grew the greatest as the result of his actions. Since Afro can relate with what she's been through, in Afro 2, he struggles with that, as well as the depths of his own vices. He has done really bad things. I mean, if I had to say it simply, it's murder. I don't want to respect that, but In his eyes, his determination made him give up everything for his goal. That's a quality of his character I'm attracted to. Until now, Afro doesn't wear his headband. He didn't want to accept the sins he committed or his vices. He tried to abandon them all. This is the part of the story that tells if he accepted his past. So it's a deeper and darker story than Afro 1. If the Afro story you've seen is this much, the full story is more like this. From here to over there, and it also goes up and down. I have so many other parts of the story. For example, the enemy sub-character, MD7, as well as Justice, Afro's father, and Kiku. I already have a story that can make each one of them the leading character. When I made this character, I'd already decided the ending for all of the stories. The reason he has green hair is related to the ending, so I can't tell you yet. What becomes a reference to my ideas while processing them are movies like Star Wars and Space Odyssey 2001. Also Hino Tori, which I think is the best manga ever. If I get to do it all, I want to make it a huge, grand-scale universe like these movies did. I hope that I can finish it before I die.